Coming up next, boys high school basketball on your sports leader in Lorain, WLCS TV 20.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight, we'd like to take a moment for a special presentation to recognize some Titan community members. Involvement in extracurricular activities is a large part of many of our Lorain High student school experience. These activities, whether either be band, culinary, athletics, or other organizations, is a large time and often financial commitment. Without the support of the adults in leadership, parents, and community, these things are not possible. Tonight, the people we honor are some of those phenomenal supporters that have made an everlasting impact on our students and overall school community. Over the past year, the Lorain High volleyball program has led the efforts of collecting 400 pounds of plastic bottle caps that were then sorted, cleaned, and melted down to be formed into benches. These benches will be displayed in the Lorain High courtyard. These are a representation of the support, love, giving nature, and heart provided to all of us by those that we have lost. The families here tonight represent those supporters. First off, Mr. Roger Wilhelm, who is being represented by Tom Wilhelm, brother, Bev Tomasek, sister, and Daryl Tomasek, brother-in-law. Mrs. Melanie Williams, who is being represented by Olivia Williams, daughter, Evelyn Williams, daughter, and Patricia Reed, mother. Mrs. Loretta Rossitano, who's being represented by Dina Shukite, David Rossitano, husband, Matt Rossitano, son, and Cecilia Wilhelm, granddaughter. Chef David Smith, who's being represented by Kathy Smith, his wife, and Corey Smith, his son. Coach Kenneth Washington Sr., who is being represented by Barbie Washington, wife, Desiree Washington, daughter, Ariana Washington, daughter, and not here tonight, but Sly Worthy, son, and Kenny Washington Jr., his son. We would like to thank the family representatives here tonight for sharing their loved ones with all of us. We hope that these benches, it will be known that we will be forever together and forever a Titan. Thank you very much.
Every year, the Salvation Army serves nearly 30 million people in need. That's one person every second. So by the time you've finished watching this, 30 more lives will have been changed for good. All thanks to your donations.
Thank you.
While the merry bells keep ringing.
What a great way to usher in the holiday season. Having these two storied high school basketball teams square off on a Tuesday night here in Lorain. I'm Z Zoltai with Jared Kosar on site. Terry Howell is our studio engineer this evening. The Lorain Titans, the home team, will be in their home whites, trimmed in navy blue. Their starting lineups being announced in the background now. The wording Titans on the front of the jerseys, also in navy blue. Vermilion in their traveling purple jerseys, gold numerals, gold wording Vermilion High School across the front of their shirts with white piping. We've given you the two starting lineups for each school. We've had our conversation with the coaches. And our tip-off, which is just a minute or two away, is being brought to you by Westland Heating and Air Conditioning, family owned and operated for over 35 years. Westland Heating and Air Conditioning. You'll want to stay tuned at halftime for our Gallon Tactics and Boys and Out halftime show, where we'll bring you our Troy DeFranco Sportsmanship Award, as well as our first half highlights and a whole lot more. So don't go anywhere during the break. We're getting set to tip it off. The smell of popcorn and the concession stand in the air in this beautiful new gymnasium, just a couple of years old. And as I mentioned before our last break there, these Vermilion Sailors helped usher in this new gym, the era of Titans basketball in the brand new school and the brand new gym. And they gave the Titans all they could handle that night. But 3 years later, The ledger is a little more balanced in the favor of the Lorain Titans tonight. We're going to see what this young, inexperienced Vermilion team can do here this evening. Vermilion will go left to right. The Titans the opposite way. Our referees step into the center circle, ready to throw the basketball in the air, brought to you by Westland Heating and Air Conditioning. The tip controlled by Vermilion, down court quickly, up for the shot, and having it rejected is Zach Jones, but tipped out of bounds, and the Sailors will keep it underneath their own hoop. We're just underway. First quarter action here from Lorain High School. Bounce pass by Vermilion into the paint, turnaround up and in. Ben Reaney with a nice pivot move off the right block. Breaks the ice early, and Vermilion strikes first. Reaney's first basket, he has 2. 2-0 Sailors lead. Now the Titans get their first look at the hoop. Ball's deflected out of bounds by Reaney. Nice move to the basket that time by Deontay Benigin for Lorain. And they've yet to put the starters up on the scoreboard. Maybe they won't do that at all this evening. We like to use that sometimes as radio broadcasters just to double check our scoring. Titans on the inbound, around the horn, looking to set up the jumper. The toss down to the right block, nothing there. Jameer Billings kicks it back out front. Controlling the basketball now is Whitehead. Whitehead at the top of the arc, throws it off for a jump shot left wing. Billings can't miss, but he does. That time the shot doesn't connect for Billings. The rebound tracked down by the Sailors, and the pass into the backcourt. Sees Vermilion bring it left to right. Running the point for the Sailors is Wells. Bad pass, Vermilion. Stolen by the Titans. Down court, running the break. Finger roll by Whitehead to the bucket, and he is fouled on his way to the hoop. Whitehead will shoot 2, and the Sailors pick up their first foul early in the ballgame. 6:55 to go, quarter number 1.
About the only thing you could do there if you were Vermilion was to foul Whitehead as he was making that charge to the hoop. And for Vermilion, I think it's just going to be really tough for them to come up with the speed of Lorain and match that. You can't practice against that if you can't simulate it in your own gym.
Absolutely right, Jared. And you say that, and that's what head coach Kurt Habermail of the Sailors said in his pregame interview too. He says, we just can't simulate some of what we're seeing, especially this season in teams like Lorain. Second free throw up and also good. Aaron Whitehead nails the pair. The 5'10 senior makes the most of his trip to the charity stripe. Now Lorain comes out and presses in the backcourt, causing all kinds of problems for Vermilion. They're throwing the ball all over the place. Vermilion decides to call timeout to avoid a 10-second violation. We're going to send it back for a quick word. WEOL Radio in the Center for Orthopedics Cage Matchup. AM 930, FM 100.3, and on the internet.
Online at WEOL.com.
The Warriors to Work program makes it possible for wounded warriors and their families to build new lives together.
When my dad left, I was like this big, but now I'm like this big. My dad got a master's degree in human resources.
Thanks to Warriors to Work that my dad has a terrific job.
The Wounded Warrior Project helps him by, giving him another start.
Now that my dad's home, I get a lot more hugs.
I'm really proud of him.
Find out more about Wounded Warrior Project at findwwp.org. Welcome home the brave.
This is the Center for Orthopedics Cage Matchup on AM 930, 100.3 FM, the WEOL mobile app, and WEOL.com.
Sailors and Titans tied at 2 after a short timeout by Vermilion to avoid the turnover on the backcourt. Now the Sailors over the timeline. Working the dribble is Reaney, and boy, he is just being harassed by several Titans, namely Jameer Billings is in both pockets of his shorts.
Well, you're getting met by that harassing Lorain defense right as soon as that ball is inbounded. They're just unrelenting in terms of the way they don't want to let you get the ball up court and work at your own pace.
Intense man-to-man defense right now by Lorain. 6:21 first quarter, game tied at 2. Sailors on the right-hand side of your radio dial, working the ball around the three-point arc, looking for an opening. Anywhere to pass that ball, maybe, possibly against Lorain. There's a long bomb in the left corner, jacked up and missed by Wells. Rebound put up and missed by Kovac. Rebound batted around Kovac in the paint. This time the third shot is a charm. Zach Kovac, the 6'5 senior, gets the first field goal of the game for him. And the Sailors back out in front, 4-2. Titans basketball. Benigin, fadeaway, foul line, 10-foot jumper. Rimmer in and out of the cylinder. And the loose ball picked up by Jones of Vermilion. Sailors have it. Jones kicks that pass into the right corner. Reaney with the ball. Out front it goes. Long jumper from about 15 up. Missed, no good by Kovac. And the Titans come away with a board. Lorain goes underneath, shot up. Terrific move by Aiden Brown. He's knocked to the deck. A foul, he'll shoot two. And the second personal against the Sailors as a team. For Jones, that's his first foul. Shooting two, line to the left are the Titans. Aiden Brown, 6'5" junior. Lorain High School. He's 5 of 5 from the line this year, 100%. Well, except for that one. Bonus shot coming. Titans still trail by a bucket. That free throw rattles in and out of the cylinder, and folks, it wedges itself on the side of the rim of the glass. Now, I've never seen that with a free throw.
Z-Man.
Field goals, yes.
You and I did a game, girls game Saturday afternoon over at Lake Ridge. We saw that happen. So for the second time in 96 hours.
Was it on a free throw?
It was not a free throw. But
right, I was just saying on a free throw.
Yeah, it was a shot attempt, but it's just, as you mentioned, just kind of awkward. I think you and I might be the common denominators.
I think we're going to term that a freaky free throw. Lorain on the inbound under their own hoop. Here's a wide open jump shot. Jameer Billings, nothing but cord. Billings ripples the net for his first shot of the game. We're tied at 4. Second time we've been tied on the scoreboard this evening. 5:12 to go in the opening quarter. Referee stopped play for just a moment. And now Vermilion looking to throw it in the backcourt. Lorain's full court press forces a turnover. There's the steal. Up for the shot. Devontae Jackson tip up. No good by Billings. Ball loose. Lorain comes out with the rebound. Third look at the basket. Losing the handle on the ball is Whitehead. Loose on the floor. And for the Sailors, Reaney comes away with it. Down court, Kovac lays it up and in off the square. Kovac ran the break that time. The big guy got out. Give him 4, 6-4, Vermilion on top. 4:41 to go. Baseline jumper, short range left side, up, no good by Brown. Titans can't connect that trip down court, and the Sailors get it back. 4.5 to go here in the opening frame. 6-4, Vermilion with a lead and the ball. The Sailors looking for an opening in that tenacious Lorain defense. And they'll trap you to death, the Titans will. Reaney throws it off to Rich, who has a running jumper slapped away out of bounds. And right after that play, Rich will come out. Getting in for his first minutes of the game is Matt Sager, the 6'1 junior for Vermilion. Sitting down for Lorain, Jameer Billings gets a quick breather. And off the bench is Jordan Jackson, the 6'5 senior.
Jackson's been a contributor for a number of years for the Lorain program. We'll see what happens here. Active hands has been the story for Lorain defensively. I think that Jackson can offer some of that.
Absolutely. He has a huge wingspan. Good-looking basketball player for Lorain. Vermilion turns it over, tipped into the air. The Titans want to run the break, but then a long pass off the fingertips of Benegin forces him to give it up to Brown, who puts it off the square, trailing the play. Benegin with the assist, Brown with the easy field goal. And we're tied again for the third time here in the opening quarter. Lorain with another steal from Vermilion. 2-on-1 break. Laying it up is Whitehead and through. Aaron Whitehead with 4. Lorain with their first lead at 8-6. Timeout Vermilion. Station break on tap for us as well. Sailors down by a bucket. 3:42 to go. First quarter on the Orthopedics Cage matchup. AM 930, FM 100.3, and on the internet.
Online at WEOL.com.
I started mentoring my mentee, Dantre, 4 years ago. I always thought about doing it. It always seemed like a good idea.
We were both nervous when we first met, but everything kind of fell into place.
Mentoring is important. Anyone that's pretty fortunate in life to have a little bit of time to pass on that knowledge.
Etienne's a very close friend. I look at him as a brother and a father figure. He taught me just focus on the big picture because I would like to give back just like Etienne gave back to me. Be someone who matters to someone who matters.
Welcome back to Lorain High, where if you are a Spectrum cable subscriber in the city of Lorain, you can check this out on Lorain City Schools Television, WLCS TV 20, where Joe Bach is the proprietor of that station. He'll have this up there probably as soon as he can get there. Santa's Workshop's going, so is Joe Bach's workshop right here, over here. And check out his YouTube channel. WLCS TV, over 1.6 million views.
Holy cow, Joe's got a lot going on. In fact, his workshop probably busier than Santa's. Now, I'm one of the few people that admit it, but I've known Joe since we were in high school. And you know what? He looks better than I do. Still looks like he's 18 years old. No, it's a good thing, actually. That's a good thing, too. Whitehead with an easy reverse flip gives Lorain a 4-point advantage at 10-6. Whitehead now with a half a dozen points. He's done so much. And it just, kind of just a blue-collar effort by Whitehead. There's another steal off the pressure defense by the Titans. They go into the big man. Jordan Jackson with an easy 2 off the glass. 4 different Titans now in the scorebook. Man-to-man press defense, baseline to baseline by Lorain. Vermilion breaks the iron ring of the Lorain defense, but only just to see it get thrown away under their own basket. Titans out on the break. They'll flip it into the right corner to Whitehead. Reset, top of the arc, moving in for the shot. Up off the rim, no good. Jordan Jackson, though, I think he's going to get a couple of free throws for Lorain High School.
He will be headed to the stripe, and that's what Lorain can do to you, Z, and you see that happen so often. A minute and a half ago, this game was tied, and just like that, Vermilion finds himself down a half dozen with Jackson looking to do more damage here at the line.
Jordan Jackson, a 43% shooter from the stripe. He's now officially 4 of 8 on the year. Jackson now at even money, 50% from the stripe. Bonus toss coming, line left. 2:31, play stop. Lorain on top by 7, 13-6. With their outstanding 6'5 senior Jordan Jackson at the line. The flick of the right wrist ripples the cords perfectly. Jordan Jackson has 4, 14-6. Lorain leads now by 8. Again, the press makes it difficult for Vermilion to get the ball up court, but the Sailors manage into the post, top of the arc to Kovac. Kovac flips it back out front to the point guard for Vermilion. Jack Wells working one-on-one against the much longer and quicker Jordan Jackson. Kovac takes the pass, give and go into the corner. There's a 3-ball from the left side, nothing but air. Rebound falls into the laps of the Titans, Jordan Jackson. He outlets down court to Whitehead. Whitehead back to Jackson. Jackson now on the left wing, directing traffic, throws it out top of the arc, moving inside Benigin, and he backs out the dribble. Good defense there by Chad Rich of Vermilion, forcing Benigin back outside with the ball. Titans want to go inside under the bucket, and then it's slapped away by Kovac, so Lorain will keep possession. Minute 43 to go here in the opening quarter. Titans 14, Sailors 6. Vermilion led early, 2-0. First 4 seconds of the game, they controlled the tip, managed to put the ball through. And Lorain has slowly battled back and has started to take control of the tempo of the game early on. Jacko Lee into the game. Now for the Titans to Benigin, fade away, top of the foul line, shot missed. Falling down with a rebound is Smith Belcher. And there's the kick out for the shot to Jackson, who hits the jumper. 16-6. For Jackson, that's now 6 points. Sailors get it over midcourt, setting up their half-court offense, down by 10. Runner into the lane, beauty. Matt Sager, 6'1 junior for Vermilion, penetrates into the key. Shot it over 2 defenders, 16-8. We're inside a minute to go in the opening quarter. Slow, deliberate dribble now by Jordan Jackson. Holding the ball above his head is Benigin. Back to Jackson. Post-up move. He's triple teamed. Goes up. The ball is slapped away by the Sailors. Everybody in the building wants a foul, but no whistle. Vermilion quickly gets it up court. Lorain drops back into their matchup zone now. Kovac on the dribble. Picks it up. Throws it off. Guarded closely by Jackson. That being Jordan Jackson. Deontay Benigin nearly slaps the ball away from Wells, and then tries a second time and got called for the foul on the wrist. Only the second team foul against the Titans. For Benigin, I have him for his first foul. So Rhodes now comes into the game for the Sailors. Kovac is going to sit the final 22 seconds to get a little extra breather going into the quarter break. Vermilion set to toss it in near sideline. And into the backcourt, the pass goes to Jones. Jones now working the dribble. Right sideline over the Titans logo. Penetrates inside, runs into a double team trap, kicks the ball off. Now Sagert with the ball, shot up, missed, but he was heavily contested. Sagert gets his own rebound, puts it up, missed, slapped away. Third look at the hoop by the Sailors. Picking up the basketball for Vermilion was Hunter, but he had nowhere to go as the horn sounds. We head to the second quarter with the Titans on top of the Sailors, 16-8.
Sergeant Michelle Garcia served meritoriously in Iraq and has the medals to prove it. Soon after leaving the Navy, Lieutenant Chris Scott found a job, a home, and started a family of his own. Corpsman Richard Stokely took the skills he learned in Vietnam and put them to good use as a paramedic. But soon after leaving the military, each of these veterans fell on hard times and faced homelessness. Even after Michelle lost all her savings, even after Chris wasn't able to pay his mortgage, and even after Richard battled alcoholism for years, they each reached out for help when they needed it most. A simple phone call put them in touch with a trained professional from the Department of Veterans Affairs. That call got Michelle a place to stay until she could afford one of her own, put Chris in touch with employment assistance, and found Richard a substance abuse program. These veterans are success stories not only for how they were able to help others while serving their country, but for how they were able to let others help them. If you know of or are a veteran in need, make the call.
The Vermilion Sailors will get the ball to start the second quarter. Lorain tonight is without two top players. Cam Thomas is out with illness, and Seth Wilson is still recovering from injury. Boy, when they get those two kids back, look out. Now Vermilion wants to try the long ball. Chad Rich can't connect, but a deep rebound taken by the Sailors. Driving in, missing the shot. Nice effort that time by Jones over two Titans, but he can't connect. Lorain on the rebound and the outlet. Here they come, pushing the tempo. Moving in off the dribble. Deontay Benegin kicks it off to the left side. Shot up and through by Aiden Brown. He came from the right block and then flipped it up with a little left-hand toss. Aiden Brown has 4. 18-8. Titans back out by double figures. And Lorain has gone back to the full court press, which gave Vermilion a lot of problems in the first 8 minutes. And Coach Habermail said, too, it was going to be a test of his team's character tonight. If they would just wither and fade away under Lorain's intense defensive pressure, or whether they would arise to the occasion. Coach Habermail now making a few subs while there's a pause in play. Coming out is Chad Rich. Back into the game is going to be Etienne Hunter. Hunter has the ball. Hunter throws it off to a wide open Jones, who can't connect from 10 at the foul line on a shot. Lorain out on the break. Here we go, up to the hoop, sky high. Deontay Benegin, his first bucket of the ball game. And we have a timeout on the floor by the Sailors. They trail now by 12. More after this on the WEOL Center for Orthopedics Cage Matchup, AM 930, FM 100.3, and on the internet.
Online at WEOL.com.
Ohio State is saving lives every day.
This is Ohio State.
We're the economic engine of the state, a major employer.
Over 60,000 students. We're on the forefront of cancer research. An educational core of Ohio.
Impacting tens of thousands daily. Our alumni organization is nearly 500,000 worldwide.
This is Ohio State.
This is Ohio State. Ohio State.
This is the Ohio State University.
Okay, Simon. Well, Terry Howell back at the station really rocking us out during our breaks with some great Christmas music. Vermilion out of the timeout. Taken by Lorain, by the way. I'll stand corrected. Gets a feed down low to Kovac, who gets the easy bucket for the Sailors. Lorain, this trip down court right to left. Quick jumper by Whitehead, and he can't measure that one correctly. Bounces short off the iron. Pass now slapped out of bounds by the long reach of Benegin. And it'll remain Vermilion basketball. 20-10. Titans on top of the Sailors. 6:22 to play here in the first half. Now it looks like they're going to run the picket fence to inbound the ball into the backcourt to Jones. Wells walks it up over the timeline, signaled the play a moment ago. Cutting across the paint, looking to get open is Ben Reaney. Instead, Kovac off the screen takes the shot from the foul line and hits a banker. Kovac calls his own number and glass, has 8 in the ball game, and the Sailors back to within 8, 20-12. Inside 6 to play in the second quarter. Strong cut to the basket. Sky hook by Aiden Brown, not to be denied. A half a dozen for Brown. 22-12. Titans back up by double figures, 5:45 second quarter.
In Brown skied over Kovac, as you mentioned there, Z-Man, and for Vermilion, if they're going to get production, it's got to be out of him. They need some help for Zach Kovac, but he's got to take care of himself on that defensive end. Cannot allow himself to get in foul trouble, or else they're really dead in the water offensively.
Well, at the risk of jinxing him, I think he's played a pretty clean first half. He hasn't picked up a personal yet.
I would agree with that so far. You're correct.
And he has had to face some mighty tall tasks in Lorain. Stolen away by the Titans. Fast hands by Bennigan. Bennigan sees his teammate. Whitehead gives him a little alley-oop feed. Can't connect on the fast break layup. But there with the fast hands again. Bennigan with a steal. Back to Billings trailing the play. He can't connect. And we have bodies collide fighting for the offensive rebound. See who we're going to get on this. Looks like Zach Jones. That's going to be his second. That'll be the team's fourth. Only 16 fouls total called between these two teams here in the first half. On the end of that play, Billings hit the floor hard. He'll come out for Lorain. Kind of get a breather over there on the Titans bench. Lorain throws it into their own hoop. Moving in on the baseline, Bennigan with a dribble. And now a quick referee's whistle by Craig Mills will stop play. I think they're going to call. No, it isn't Groeney, it's Wells. Jack Wells, that's now foul number 2. 5 against the Sailors. They still have a few more to give before they put Lorain at the line shooting 1-1.
Mills is having a conversation over there. Kurt Habermill, that's a one-sided smile, I'll tell you that. Craig Mills kind of giving him a little bit of a laugh. Kurt saying it's not funny.
Titans looking to inbound. We have a 5-second violation. They couldn't get it in. Well, the Sailors a little bit of tight defense of their own. That's a turnover against Lorain. Not many of those here in the first half. Sailors ball down by 10 though. Vermilion High School is. They trail Lorain High here with 5:12 to go and the clock counting down in the first half. Left hash mark off the dribble for Vermilion. Wells working between the rings. Guarded very closely there by Whitehead of Lorain. He throws it off into the corner. Deep 3-ball, count it. Zach Jones. Wells gets the assist. Jones gets the tray. And that's our first 3-point shot here of the ball game. And we'll tell you in a minute why that's important. There's a penetrating move into the lane. Shot up, count it, Jackson. Let's see. They'll count the bucket. 3-point play for Devontae Jackson. He's fouled on his way to the rack. All of these games this season, for the boys' side, we're counting trays for Troy. $3 for every 3-point shot made. Coming into the ball game, Jared informed me we had $534 raised already in our trays for Troy contest. So that's another $3 into that till, courtesy of Zach Jones of Vermilion. The free throw, by the way, is good by Devontae Jackson. He has 3 in the scorebook. Leads back to 10 for the Titans. Sailors come down left to right. Lorain again is pressuring every pass, every possession, and they have completely taken away any passing lanes for the most part into the lane. There's fast hands on another steal. This time Devontae Jackson goes one-on-one to the hoop and instead lays it up into the air for the trailing player, Aaron Whitehead, to just easily tip it through. That was NBA-esque. 8 for Whitehead. And the Titans back up by a dozen, 27-15.
Those turnovers and the outlet pass that ensues, and you're just able to get there and have a pretty high percentage shot for Lorain thus far in the second quarter, has really helped to extend this lead despite some quality possessions from Vermilion.
There's another turnover by the Sailors. So the Titans get another fresh look at the hoop. Lee working the dribble, give and go, bounce pass into the paint. Brown can't hang on to it. Well, the pass was thrown at his feet. Fadeaway jumper, top of the arc, 3-ball, nailed. Whitehead from downtown. Aaron Whitehead on fire here in the first half with 11. That's another tray for Troy. Another $3 into the contest, the fundraiser there. Our trays here tonight give us 6 for an even $540 this season. Sailors again, this trip down court. Ball nearly stolen away. Hunter got tied up. And then the tenacious defense just forced him to give the ball up on the turnover.
John Rossitano furious over there waiting for that traveling call. He had scripted it out and said, hey, you got to blow something here. And that's what happened. So turn it over again, and that's going to be 11 so far in the ball game for the Sailors. And some of that's Lorain, some of that is just a few mental errors here that a young team's going to come up with faced against an opponent like this.
One-on-one move to the rack. Easy bucket. Jackson with 8 tonight. The only man that can stop Jackson tonight is Jackson himself. He is so quick, gliding to the basket every time he gets a touch. And I think we're going to have a timeout here taken by the Sailors. It's a 60-second one, and we'll step away for a moment as well. This is the Center for Orthopedics Cage Matchup. We'll return after these brief messages. AM 930, FM 100.3, and on the internet.
Online at WEOL.com.
Stop. Whether it's on the way to school, at school, or online, bullying has become a non-stop threat to our youth today. Is your child being bullied? The National Runaway Switchboard can help. If you're having a hard time, get online or call to chat now.
Oh, there's no place like home.
Z Zoltai along with Jared Kosar, your broadcast team tonight from Lorain High School. Terry Howell, our studio engineer for this Tuesday night affair. Vermilion throws it away again. There's a turnover, and Lorain returns the favor, throwing it out of bounds themselves. Lorain really wanted to get out on the break that time. They had Billings loose in the backcourt, but they just couldn't get it to him. 2:53, clock stopped momentarily. Titans up by 17 now, 32-15. Sailors ready to throw it in. Lorain will pressure that pass. Jordan Jackson stays in the backcourt. He'll look to trap Sagert at midcourt. Now they do a triple team on Sagert. Sagert does a great job of getting rid of the ball to Reaney, and then Reaney has it slapped out of bounds. No, he just playing threw it out of bounds. 32-15, Titans get it back. Entering the ball game, Vermilion had been out rebounded by their opponents 49-47 in 3 games this season. So they've not done a very good job on the defensive glass this year. Vermilion sets up in a 2-3 zone. Lorain tries to crack that zone with a 3-point shot by Lee. Off the back of the flange into the air, the rebound goes. Sailors get it back. Wells works the dribble. Now he's double teamed in the backcourt. Give and go. Sagert takes the pass at the midcourt stripe, drives into the key, takes the shot up and over top of Smith Belcher, and a nice shot that time by him. 4 points in the scorebook. Minute 59 to go in the half. Titans with another 3-ball top of the arc. Count this one. Jameer Billings says, I want in on that fun. Oh my, a beauty right between the eyes of the Vermilion defense for Jameer Billings. 5 points, and our third tray of the half gives us $9 already in our Trays for Troy contest. Backdoor pass. Reaney makes it look easy for Vermilion, up off the right block and through. Ben Reaney with 4. Lorain down again, feeds the machine. Jameer Billings hits the 3 from long range right side. Jameer Billings with back-to-back trays for Lorain. And he's starting to heat up quick. 38-19. Another steal. Titans take it away. Running the break. It's showtime. Reverse finger roll. Benningen to the rack and up and in. Benningen with 4. 40-19. The Titans are really starting to open it up now. Vermilion just trying to get it up court and set some sort of offensive scheme up. It's a smothering defensive effort once again by Lorain High School tonight. Kovac receives the ball in the post. Works off the screen, drives in, shot from 10 foul line, nails it. Zach Kovac with double figures, the only player for Vermilion so far to reach that amount. He's got 10. Backdoor feed, easy shot, easy two for Smith Belcher. 42-21 Lorain, another steal by the Titans. Diving to try to save the ball was Smith Belcher, but he saves it right back to a Sailor, and that Sailor gives it right back up. Lorain out on the break, finger roll high above the rim and through. Benningen. Deontay Benningen with a half a dozen. 44-21 Lorain. 9 seconds left to go. Another near steal on the sideline. And it's a defense show being put on by the Titans in the first half here. After that last timeout taken by Vermilion, the Titans players have really picked things up with their intensity.
Yeah, 15 turnovers here in the first half for Vermilion. I don't think that's a number that anybody on that coaching staff sitting on the bench right in front of us with Kurt Habermill has seen probably ever in a half of basketball while he's been the head coach.
Signaling the play as Wells. Wells throws it away. Stolen by Devontae Jackson. Jackson over 2 Sailors at the buzzer. Let's see, they're gonna count it. Jackson hits it just before the horn. 2-point field goal, 5 points for Jackson, and the Titans with a commanding lead headed into their locker room, 46-21.
Can I go to the sleepover?
Lucy, I want you to promise me something. If there's any drinking, I want you to say, no thanks, not my thing.
Mom.
I promise you, your real friends won't care. Deal?
I promise, Mom.
They really do hear you.
Did you pack your toothbrush?
For tips on how to start the talk, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov. A public service message from the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration.
Veterans benefits earned through your service in the National Guard or Reserve can offer a range of support.
I wouldn't be here today as a successful woman without the help that I received.
From home loans to job training, go to benefits.va.gov/Guard Reserve to find out more, even how to apply online using e-benefits.
This is one of the best things I ever did in my life. We were very fortunate to have these benefits, so we definitely ought to use them.
Achieve your next mission. Learn about your VA benefits today.
Hey Luda, got a sec?
Yeah, what's up?
I'm really worried. One of my friends is living on the street.
I know someone who can help.
Who?
1-800-RUNAWAY.org. They help kids having a rough time at home, in school, or on the street. You can do a live chat on their site. They will help get her to safety.
Thanks, Ludacris.
Trust the National Runaway Switchboard. If you're having a hard time, get online or call to chat now.
In an instant, life can change. Hi, I'm veteran J.R. Martinez. If you've been hurt or disabled due to your service, the last thing you need to do is hurry up and wait for a VA claims decision. Make sure you file an electronic, fully developed claim, or e-claim, for disability compensation on e-benefits. It's the fastest and easiest way to get a claims decision. Learn more at ebenefits.va.gov. E-claims and e-benefits, online VA claims made simple.
And also our first half game-changing moment brought to you by Life Care Centers. I have to say it was those Jameer Billings back-to-back threes with about 2.5 minutes to go in the second quarter that really opened things up for the Lorain Titans. Quarter number 3 has just started from Lorain. The two teams will switch ends of the court. The Titans open up the period with an air ball 3, and the Sailors come away with the rebound. Special thanks to both Coach Rossitano and Habermill for selecting award winners for the Troy DeFranco Scholarship Sportsmanship Award. Sailors want to go inside. They do to Kovac. He missed the first one short off the rim. Boy, he's playing bigger than 6'5". He bounced it off the bottom of the rim, but then got his own putback. Kovac has 12. The Sailors still down by a bunch right now. Titans working it around, looking for the open shot, and there it is, the 3 ball by Jameer Billings. All of his last 3 shots have been trays. Billings has 11. So he is hot, and if you were to do a shot chart right now for Billings, they're all coming from the same place. You know, like you see those fancy graphics on TV, his green dot would all be out at the top of the arc.
And it's a very crisp motion, and that helps for our trays for Troy to benefit the scholarships for the former Midview coach and our late friend and colleague, Troy DeFranco.
Yes. Good man. I enjoyed conversations I had with him, and everybody thinks very highly of Troy.
Miss him more every day.
Yep. And on that note, we have 5 3-pointers tonight, good for another $15. We'll get you up to date on those totals as the game goes along. Fadeaway 3 ball off the shooting hand of Jones. He can't connect for Vermilion. Rebound taken by Kovac. Shot up, rejected by Devontae Jackson. Put back up and in by Kovac. This kid gets the merit badge for stick-to-itness. He just keeps coming back off of misses and putting them up and in. Sometimes Kovac has been triple teamed in the paint. Now Lorain tries to get back on defense. Vermilion wants to fast break basketball. The shot up missed by the first shooter, but then tapped back by Zach Jones. Zach Jones with 5. Lorain answers right back. The pace of the game quickening. The two teams are trading baskets all over the place. Station break for us as well.
We make Marines who overpower the desire to quit with the perseverance to prevail. Not for glory, but for honor. For a code that isn't written or spoken, but lived. It's what we do. It's who we are. It's the battle cry of our fighting spirit. Battles won. See all the battles Marines fight to win at marines.com.
Well, hope you're enjoying this one on AM 930, FM 100.3, and online at WEL.com. And if you are and you want to get more of it, Joe Bob from WLCS TV 20, Lorain City Schools, has got us on this one, and he's going to get this one up on the website, and you'll be able to view it if you're a Spectrum Cable subscriber in the city of Lorain. I'd probably say before the weekend hits us, Joe will have that up there. And we talk about Joe. Z-Man, how do we spell that? That is B-O-C-K. He's the man.
Now people can only spell my name. Joe down there running the cameras nodding. Yeah, good luck with that one, folks. We have some good defense here, knocks it out of bounds. But Jackson, a little too aggressive. Devontae Jackson picks up his, by my count, second foul of the night, and that's the first against the Titans in the half. Lorain High School will come out and press again. Sailors toss it into the backcourt. Oh, and they throw it away. Reaney tried to hit Wells, who was cutting up court, and threw it behind him. Well, there's a reason for that, though, folks. Devontae Jackson was in his face, taking away the passing lane. Titans back with the ball, under the basket, driving underneath baseline. Benegin tries to throw it off to Brown, then throws it away. Kovac takes the pass down court for the Sailors. Vermilion, 3-ball, right corner, short off the iron, no good by Hunter. Glass cleared by the Titans, Devontae Jackson. Down to Brown, alley-oop, dunk attempt, no good. Brown couldn't get it to go down. Rebound tracked down by the Sailors. Reaney to Wells. Wells goes up to the basket and draws, well, no foul. Shot's going to go as a block officially. So now we have the shot blocking machine underway for the Titans too. Well, maybe they might get the call on that. Kovac has the ball slapped away. In the backcourt, running free, Whitehead up to the rim. I think he tried to finger dunk that. No good. There's a no-look pass. Now it looks like they're trying to showboat some dunk moves here. They'll reset offensively. Lorain throws it back out front, penetrating inside. Benegin reverse curl up around the rim. He can't get it to go. Well, we had a series of no-look passes with Titans breaking to the hoop on alley-oops there. And it didn't work out for Lorain too well. Vermilion came away the winner that time with a rebound. 4:50 to go in the third quarter. Titans with a 51-27 lead over Vermilion. Coach Habermail having a conversation with Hunter over by the Vermilion bench. We have a foul against Lorain, their second of the half. Coming out is Billings. The last 3 shots by Billings have been 3-point bombs that he's connected on. He'll sit down with 11. Leading scorer for Vermilion is Kovac with 14. Thinking about the 3 in the left corner now is Reaney. He dribbles the ball back out and hands it off to Wells. Not a lot of screens or effective picks being set right now by Vermilion either. They're just dribbling the ball, trying to find a crease. Penetrating inside, the Sailors give the ball up on the steal. Running the break is Devontae Jackson off the square. Fast break layup for him. Devontae Jackson, 7 points in the scorebook. 53-27 Lorain, 4:13, third quarter. Another steal in the backcourt. This one by Whitehead. Whitehead throws it off to his teammate. Devontae Jackson up to the rim, trailing the play. He gets fouled on his way to the rack, and we're going to have a couple of free throws lying right. 53-27. Play momentarily stopped. 4:07 to play. We have a timeout also taken by Vermilion. Stay tuned. You're listening to the WEOL Center for Orthopedics Cage Matchup. We'll return after these messages.
Set the night wind.
Inspiring city and campus. Inspiring people. Inspiring creativity. Inspiring hands-on learning. Inspiring global experiences. Inspiring traditions. Be a Buckeye. Inspire.
And we welcome you back here to Lorain High School. Out of the Sailors' timeout, Lorain is shooting free throws at our right. Devontae Jackson fouled a moment ago in his field goal attempt. Makes the first foul shot. He has 6, make that 8 points tonight, and he misses the bonus. And the Sailors get the ball back. Vermilion tied up at midcourt with a trap defense. Lorain nearly forces yet another turnover. Sailors regroup, reset, take a deep breath, and they'll try again here. Off the makeshift screen is Sagert. Sagert throws it back out to Jones. Jones then tries to hit Wells in the corner, and it goes right through Wells' fingers into the student cheering section for Lorain.
Let's get you some scores here, Z-Man. Out-of-town scores. Wellington over Oberlin at the end of 3, 43-41. Firelands over Clearview, 45-41. At the half, Strongsville leading Avon Lake 26-21. End of 3, Midview all over Elyria 47-32. And at the half, Brunswick leads Avon 25-18.
Thank you for getting us caught up there, Jared. Block against the Sailors defensively. Jones is whistled for his third. And in this half, that's the team's second for the Sailors. Lorain is in their home whites, navy blue lettering and numerals trimmed in gray. Vermilion in their traveling all-purple jerseys. Gold numerals and wording for Vermilion High School across the front of the shirts with white piping. Titans basketball at our right. Lorain leading 54-27, 3:20 to go in the quarter. And we have a reach in on Devontae Jackson, who had a great move into the lane. I'm going to say that was before the shot and the pass. Titans keep it under their own basket. Jordan Jackson will be the trigger man. Well, nope, he's going to come out and be replaced by Deontay Benegin, who will quarterback the inbound toss. Titans leading 54-27. 27-point lead for Lorain High School. Working the dribble, Benegin. He drives in, right at the basket, shot up inside, missed. Sailors come away with the ball. Don't forget this Saturday morning, the Saturday Sports Wrap-Up Show goes on the road. And we all know what that means. It's December 21st, and we will be at Dave Zavara's house
Dave and Debbie Zavara's house.
Okay, yes, it's Dave and Debbie's. You're right. I was remiss.
It is a team effort for that one. And yes, they were gracious and foolish enough to welcome us into their home once again. And we are going to be very happy to be there. And we'll have another special guest coming out to the Nick Abraham Saturday Sports Wrap-Up Show on location, because co-hosting with you will be none other than Tim Alcorn, the voice of the Cavaliers.
Jameer Billings wants to take that three again from the top of the arc. Misses wide left off the iron. Loose ball slapped out of bounds, and Vermilion High School will get it. Yes, we're going to be there for at least 2 hours. Sometimes that show runs over a little bit for the Christmas show.
Well, you and I are busy that afternoon.
We are, because then we have girls basketball after a quick drive, within legal speed limits, of course, over to Avon. So we'll do the Saturday Sports Wrap-Up Show. Enjoy Christmas food, Christmas tree, merriment. Debbie's fine piano playing. And she always dresses for the part, too. Dresses up for everybody. Very elegant. She looks like a Hollywood performer at that piano. And you do a great job of wiring the microphone to catch all of the keys and all of the beautiful music that she'll play in and out of our breaks. The two teams are trading possessions up and down the court with turnovers and missed shots. This time a double dribble is going to give the ball back to the Lorain Titans.
It's 7 turnovers thus far in the third quarter of play for the ball game. 23 turnovers for Vermilion. And again,
Wow.
we mentioned it. Some of it is just, Lorain's just harassment and defense everywhere you look. They're in your face. But they've had some self-inflicted wounds as well, has Vermilion. And that's going to be one of the things I think they talk about in the bus ride home, and certainly once they hit the gym tomorrow.
Titans ball, right side of the radio dial or your handheld listening device. Good defense by Hunter of Vermilion. Nearly poked that ball away from Lee. Titans want to go inside. Cutting to the basket is Brown. And an errant pass sails out of bounds. Came very close to nailing a cameraman down there. Sailors ball. Minute 44 to go here in the third. And they're trailing by 27. Interesting enough, we've only had 1 point scored in the last 90 seconds. Vermilion gets it over the stripe, and it's punched away from behind, stolen by Lee. Lee feeds Whitehead. Whitehead unassisted up to the basket for an easy layup. Whitehead with 15 by my tally. 56-27, biggest lead of the night for the Titans. Vermilion having all kinds of trouble controlling the ball. Stolen away by the Titans. Out on the break, Billings lays it up and through. Billings with 13. Minute to go, 58-27. Titans now by 31. Another steal by Lorain at midcourt. Whitehead into the corner, Billings. Back out front to Brown. Brown to Billings from three. He got it. Oh, what do we like about this young man? His shooting stroke from outside. Jameer Billings, 16 points. He has 3 threes tonight. Make that 4 threes tonight. I got to get caught up. Speaking of caught up, I also have a correction. I was remiss in the first half. Number 11 for Lorain. I had the wrong name down. It's actually Manning for Lorain that's wearing number 11. Came up from the junior varsity. Javion. I originally thought Javion Manning was going to be number 4, but I see, Jared, you tell me he's now 11, correct?
That was what I was informed during one of our recent breaks.
Yeah, I originally had Smith Belcher's 11, Manning is 4, but Manning has the 11, so we're going to move that field goal in the scorebook over next to Manning's name.
Boy, Z-Man, how about that? The first free throw make comes for Vermilion with 40 seconds left to play here in the third period.
A testament to the type of game this has been. And Sagert, with minutes off the bench, he's the 6th man for Vermilion tonight. Those 2 free throws give him a half a dozen. 61-28. Titans up. 38 seconds winding down here as we approach the close of the third quarter. Lorain High School working the ball around the perimeter, top of the arc. Titans now to the right wing to Benjamin. Benjamin wants to feed the paint to Billings. Billings then tries to get Jackson cutting to the hoop. Nothing going there. Vermilion closes it down. Titans then see a fadeaway jump shot on a feed to the left block, up and missed by Aiden Brown. Brown throws it away. Then Vermilion takes it away. Vermilion nearly has it retaken by Lorain. They get it back over midcourt, set up for the shot. Rhodes into the game now for Vermilion. He throws it away to Whitehead. Whitehead with 1.2 seconds to Dante Benigin at the buzzer. We gonna count this? We are. 2-point field goal. Benigin on the fadeaway just before the horn sounds. Benigin with 8. Titans with their biggest lead of the night, 63-29. We're headed to the fourth quarter here on this, the Center for Orthopedics Cage matchup. We'll return after these brief messages on AM 930, FM 100.3, and on the internet, Jared.
At WEOL.com.
Jingle bells swing and jingle bells.
Opportunities present themselves every day. Opportunities that move us forward. Opportunities to serve part-time in your community while continuing their full-time careers or education to help keep our nation safe at home and around the globe. Explore your opportunities in the Air Force Reserve.
Off the break to start the quarter. Lorain has the basketball, and they're going to feed it into the corner. Deontay Benigin jacks it in. He says, mail that home for Christmas. That card. That's a Trey. Another three-pointer for Trays for Troy. Benigin with 11. And let's see, I need to get caught up. That's unofficially my count, Jared. I've got 7 threes tonight.
I think you're in good shape as far as the math.
Put this one on that list. 8 threes. This one by Vermilion. Hunter from home run land hits the 3 to start the third quarter. 6:59 to go in the game. Hunter makes it a 66-32 lead for Lorain. He cuts in by 3. I changed my tally. That's 8 trays for Troy. $3 for every 3-point shot made, contributed by the Chronicle Telegram. We entered the game with $534 total in this early season. 8 times 3, another $24 so far this evening. And we're not done. We got a full quarter of play. Losing the pass on the inbound. Brown can't hang on to the ball. It's knocked away. Sailors will get it back. Referee Craig Mills there to hand the ball off to Reaney, who gives it to his running mate in the backcourt, Wells. Wells with a deliberate dribble walks it over the timeline right to left. He and his Sailors down by a bunch. 34 points, in fact, the hole that they're looking to climb out of right now. I think Vermilion just wants to do some things positive here in the final 6.5 in the game. Fadeaway jump shot, right of the lane, missed. Kovac fights it up strong, puts it up and through. He's fouled. 3-point play for the big guy coming up from Vermilion High School, the senior at 6'5".
And you mentioned doing some things right. Number 42 for the Sailors, Zach Kovac, has certainly done that tonight against pretty overwhelming odds in the painted area at times, and he's answered the call. There's been some troubles everywhere else, but Kovac, a contributor from last year's team that finished runner-up in their district, is really putting on a show here tonight in front of some tall timber.
Kovac misses the foul shot. He is a little light in that category. He was only shooting 50% entering the contest tonight. And his free throw shooting woes continue here this evening. Titans on top by 32, 66-34, 6:22 remaining in the contest. Inbound pass to Benigin. Benigin working the dribble outside of the arc, one-on-one against Gus Matheson into the game now for Vermilion. Give and go, nice feed, fadeaway left side. Benigin shot up, missed, but there's with a nifty athletic putback, Aiden Brown. 8 for Brown. Just a reminder for our listeners, following the conclusion of our basketball game here, we will join NHL hockey Columbus Blue Jackets action in progress. The Blue Jackets are taking on the Detroit Red Wings in the Motor City tonight. Our estimates will be we'll probably catch the Blue Jackets and Red Wings maybe in the third period when we get caught up with them.
See where we're at. That's a 2-2 game right now at the end of one. So after we wrap up here, there's a chance. Or I'm sorry, the end of the second period. So yes, after 2 periods, 2-2, tied up there.
Sailors ball, set to throw it in. Matheson right in front of his own bench. Matheson on the give and go now spots up for the 3 right corner. Guarded there by Benigin, but Kovac on the miss taps it right back up and in for Vermilion. Kovac has 18 points to lead both teams in scoring tonight. We have a pushing foul. Zach Jones. That's his 4th by my count. 5 against the Sailors in this half. So they're not in danger of putting Lorain at the line yet. 68-36, Titans comfortably out in front over the Sailors in high school basketball here in Lorain tonight. Errant 3 missed by Benigin. Rebound Kovac of the Sailors. Give and go, nice feed. Wells takes the pass down the right baseline, then throws it off to his teammate in the corner. Ethan Hendrickson misses the long shot. Lorain comes away with the board, and out in transition with a finger roll layup is Devontae Jackson. He has 11. Sailors down the other way, trailing 70-36. Matheson has his shot rejected. There's a second field goal attempt by the Sailors, also missed. Out on the break, Whitehead lays it up and in off the square. The transition game is clicking like an abacus here tonight for Lorain High School. Aaron Whitehead, 17 points. 72-36, largest advantage by the Titans yet this evening. We still have 4:26 to go in the contest.
Had not gotten to that point really. They had been doubled up in quite some time, but when you look at that figure of 72-36, you mentioned it, and I think that's probably correct. Vermilion looking for some positives here and seeing maybe what you can build off of heading into the weekend.
Unofficially, I know you're tracking some of the stats here. What do you have for turnovers for Vermilion again?
Vermilion
Jared?
is at 26 right now for the ball game, so 10 in the second half, 16 were in the first half.
And folks, by contrast, Vermilion had 55 turnovers through 3 games total. So they have half of their season total in just 1 game here. Lorain with another steal and another fast break layup put these points in the scorebook next to Benigin's name again. 13 points for Benigin. We have 3 Titans in double figures by my tally in the contest tonight. Kovac, the only double-figure scorer for Vermilion. Another turnover Vermilion, yet another takeaway defensively on the steal for the Titans. Benigin got out leading the break, but then he couldn't hang on to the ball. Some good defense applied by Matheson of Vermilion, slaps it out of bounds. Manning is back into the game now for the Titans.
I think it was a number reversal. That number 4 out there that we see is E-Man. That's actually Smith Belcher. So when you corrected it, that was right, where Manning is 11. So that's where our...
And they're built similar, so maybe
Correct.
one jersey fit the other better. I don't know, but they're 2 very big young men. Broad-shouldered, built like lumberjacks, athletic and tall. Vermilion gets the steal. Feeling the love from outside is Hendrickson. Oh, he can't connect from long range. Another 3-ball on the deep rebound taken by, that time, Hendrickson. He can't measure it and make it. The Titans come back. And they want to take their own 3. And it's Lee connects from home run land. His first points of the night. Lee with 3. 9 trays now for the Trays for Troy contest to raise funds. Sponsored by the Chronicle Telegram. Play getting sloppy. Both teams trading turnovers here now. First Vermilion, then Lorain gives it back, and the Sailors have it. One-on-one with the dribble is Hendrickson for Vermilion. Working right to left. He gets it over the timeline, flips it into the corner. The pass goes off to Reaney. Reaney holding the ball. Now picks up the dribble, working one-on-one against Manning. Tries to lose Manning off of the screen, can't. The ball is slapped into the air, then back out front. Matheson double teamed, hangs on to the ball, somehow manages to get out of trouble. And then in doing so, flips the pass off to Jones, who was quickly fouled from behind by a Titan. reach around foul against Lorain High School. Evens our team fouls here in the second half at 5. Titans lead 77-36 with 2:29 to go in the game. Don't forget, at the end of the contest, our Eco Tree Services post-game show. We'll also tally up our Troy DeFranco Scholarship Fund trays for Troy. Go over our stats and highlights of the second half. Sailors penetrating into the lane, but then the big, tall players for Lorain just shut that idea down. Sailors then go back outside to set up the jump shot, and instead we have a blocking foul against Lee of Lorain. 16 foul against the Titans. It is a 41-point advantage for the Titans right now over the Sailors.
Final scores to pass along. Firelands defeats Clearview 61-51. Midview outduels Elyria 57-42. So those are the finals. If we get any more, we'll let you know before the evening's over.
2 big wins for each of those high schools that you mentioned there, Jared. It's a nice win for Firelands and Midview too.
Certainly, anytime you can beat a crosstown rival like Elyria, you're going to feel pretty good about that if you're Jim Brabenuk and his club. They had a nice win also on Friday evening as well. So some good basketball being played out in Midi Country. Also in Firelands, we mentioned them on the Saturday Sports Wrap-Up show last week. Alan Januzzi and his club looking pretty good as we close in on the Christmas holiday.
Yeah, the Falcons finally starting to play good basketball like their fans and everybody thought they were capable of. Donnie Lewis for Vermilion into the game. Made his first foul shot and then shot an air ball on his second. Donnie Lewis, a 6'4" sophomore for Kurt Habermehl's Vermilion team. Barring the biggest comeback probably in, well, the last 100 years. Vermilion will probably drop to 0-4 here on the young season. Lorain, with this victory tonight, will improve to 4-1 overall. Titans now looking for a shot inside. Got a lot of reserves into the game. Jordan Jackson back into the game. There's a jump shot left of the lane. Devontae Jackson up, but the putback. Johnny on the spot. Lee. That's Jacko Lee. Give him 5. 79-36. The lead now out to 43 for the Titans with 90 seconds left in the game. Running into trouble is Matheson as he sets up the dribble right of the lane for Vermilion. Ball loose on the floor. Sailors come up with it. Post up move in the paint. There's a out of control hook shot taken by Lewis, and it's battered around. Very aggressive play now by the reserves of both teams. For the Titans, big win. This is a Vermilion team that they've had troubles with in past years, and the Sailors still struggling here to find their first victory on this young campaign. Vermilion working the ball around left side, left of the arc. Bad pass, stolen by the Titans. Out on the break, trying to dunk the ball and missing is Devontae Jackson. And there's the putback. Javon Manning there with the tap in. He has a field goal. Inside a minute to go in the ball game. Sailors now on the left-hand side of your radio, looking to maybe get one more shot off before they have to head to the locker room and the bus ride back home to their school, some 6.5 miles to our west. We actually have a timeout on the floor. We're going to take a wild card break ourselves on this, the Center for Orthopedics cage matchup.
Every year, the Salvation Army serves nearly 30 million people in need. That's one person every second. So by the time you've finished watching this, 30 more lives will have been changed for good. All thanks to your donations.
Thank you.
Out of the Vermilion timeout, we had the ball poked around, knocked around, only to see Vermilion get fouled on a field goal attempt with 19.2 seconds to go. Carter Clausing, line left, up, and perfect. Clausing gets into the scorebook. And I'm going to check my sheet here. That's his first varsity free throw on the year. And he's made them both. Flossing has 2. Coming up will be the EcoTree Services postgame show. We'll have highlights and statistics. We're going to tally up our trays for Troy DeFranco. I think we have, by my count, Jared, 9. Speaking of 9, there's 9 seconds left on the game clock. Looking up at the scoreboard is Jordan Jackson. He'll just stand at midcourt and dribble the air out of the basketball. It's final here from Lorain High School. The Titans win it 81-38.
This has been a production of Lorain City Schools TV 20 WLCS.